What is going on, guys? Thank you for joining me today. Um, so let's just get right into it, right? So I was planning on making a video because I had a $40 credit on TCG Player, and I was planning on making a video how what to buy for $40, right? Because I had a stored credit from the Black Friday promotion, and I was like, you know what? Well, let's turn this into a video, right? And it didn't go the way I thought it was going to go. Because at first I was like, okay, here's how we're going to spend $40 as an investment, right? For you guys. Like, because I know a lot of you guys want to see the investment videos. Here's how we're going to spend $40 into the investments, right? And then I sat there and thinking, I'm like, well, you know, a lot of the stuff I've already purchased, investment wise, I've already purchased, right? So I'm not going to buy that stuff again. Okay, always try new things, always experiment, always try to get a feel for it, because what might work for me might work completely different for you, right? So then I was like, you know, a lot of the cards that I've already invested in, like I've already purchased, right? And then I'm like, okay, well, maybe I'll just buy cards for my collection, okay? And so as I'm looking through TCG Player to spend my money on a credit, I started looking at cards that I wanted for my collection, okay? And there was a problem with that too, so like a lot of my collection, so I have a lot of graded stuff, and I've slowly been moving my collection from raw cards to graded, but I have a ton of raw cards. I have binders on top of binders of raw cards. And so I'm sitting there going through and I'm like, okay, well, maybe I'll pick up this. And then it's like, you know, I got to the point where I started trying to pick up stuff just for the sake of having a set or a series or a full lineup, and not so much stuff that I loved and I wanted to pick up. More stuff like, okay, hey, I have, for example, I have a bunch of Wizards of the Coast stamped, stamped promos. And I was like, oh, well, I don't have a couple of these ones. I'll pick them up for the set. And I'm like, well, you know, they're not a favorite Pokemon of mine. They're not an artwork I really enjoy. So why am I picking it up, right? So then I refigured, okay, if I'm going to spend $40, right, I want to hit the magic mark of something I enjoy, something that I love, but also something I may invest in, right? So yeah, that's the video, right? So that's the video of combined. If you're investing in stuff that you love, it's always going to hold value because you have that value. That value is a sentimental value. And if you're just investing to invest, you're just in it to make money, which is okay. You can do that, okay? But I want to make money as well as enjoy the cards, right? So if I can buy cards I enjoy, and then maybe on down the line make money on them so that other people can enjoy them, that's what I want to do. I don't want to just buy cards for the sake of, oh man, these are cards that I think are going to grade really well, they're going to sell really well. I'd rather buy cards that I'm like, hey, maybe they'll grade well, maybe they'll sell really well, but if not, it's okay because I bought them for me, you know? So that's kind of what this video is starting to turn into. And I've been spending all day. I was like, the last 2 days, I've had this credit. I'm like, how am I going to spend this credit and make it into a good content video? And then I'm like, I'm sitting here and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to hit record and we're going to talk about it, right? So I did spend the $40 credit, and I'm going to tell you what I spent it on, why I spent on it, and why it's for me, but also it may be for investing. So I'm not trying to make this video too long, so let's get into it, all right? All right, so boom. So right there, hold on, let me see if I can do, nope, we don't want to do that. All right. So we'll sit here. So this is the first card I picked up, right? And the first card I picked up, so lightly played, I think I picked up a near mint copy myself, but I think this is an outstanding, beautiful artwork, and it's Pokemon 151. So I was like, you know, not only is it Pokemon 151, which I think over time is going to be absolutely great. I think we're going to see cards of this set that we didn't think are going to hold value really well. And just a fun fact for you is most of the reverse foils and most of the just regular EX cards are going for way more money in comparison to other sets. So like I definitely think if your commons and uncommons and your EX and your regular EX is not a full art, illustrator art, hyper rare, none of that crap. If they're holding a certain value, the whole set's gonna hold us. The whole set's gonna be good, in my opinion, because like you're only as good. The set's only, especially raw. The set's only as good as the cheapest card in the set, right? So if your cheapest card in the set is $1, $2, you know, and I know if there's some cheaper, I'm talking about commons, but I'm saying like, you know, if your lowest rares are creeping up to $1, $2, I think it's gonna be a good set. So I picked this one up as part of my $4 credit. I think I picked it up for like $5, and I think it's an absolutely beautiful card. It has the Weedles in the corner, has Gloom on top. Just a very beautiful art. I really love these types of illustration rares. And so yeah, so that's the first card I picked up. All right. Next card I picked up was a Japanese mint condition Caterpie. Now I really, once again, really love this artwork. I picked up Japanese just because A, it was cheaper, and typically the Japanese cards hold a higher they have a higher print quality. So if I do send this off to get graded, it's more likely it's going to get a 10. So that's my reasoning behind picking up a Caterpie. All right. And like I said, it's very beautiful. Next one I picked up, boom, Japanese Polyworld. I picked it up for about $5. So Japanese Polyworld, once again, very beautiful artwork. Really love the artwork. 151 set. I really enjoy it. I want to add this. Like I said, I want to add it to my collection. On top of adding it to my collection, I want it to be something I could possibly invest later on, possibly. But if not, it's cool. It's a very beautiful card. Original 151, so I'm about it. All right. Next one I picked up was the Blitzel from Paradox Rift. So this one I didn't have to my collection, and I think it's an absolutely stunning card. You know, it has the one right there, and you know, in the foreground, one right there in the background. Beautiful art card, especially for this time of the year. Once again, picked it up for about $5 near mint, and yeah, I mean, very beautiful card. So once again, and I think the card's underrated. You know, I play, and if anybody asks you, I play in the under $20 category, right? If it's under $20, I'm about it because you're not investing too much. You're getting way more, I think, bang for your buck. You're getting way more. Just you're growing your collection way more. You know, like think of how, for example, I have a Shining Charizard, right? I have a Shining Charizard. If I sold that Shining Charizard, think of how many. If I just had the Shining Charizard versus if I sold it and picked up a whole bunch of raw cards, you're looking at one card versus having 600 or 700. And at the end, I'm a collector, right? So if you don't collect one thing, you collect several things. So beautiful art card. Now the last one threw me, last one was Curate, the Pokemon Center promo. So I picked this one up because it's Pokemon Center. I picked this one up because it's a different art, and it's Pokemon Center, right? So that's what it comes down to. The other one that I was looking at that was a Pokemon Center one was a Wizards of the Coast Rapidash. That was another one I was looking at, but the reason I didn't choose that one is because that one was like heavily to moderately played for $10. This one's near mint for 16. So I was like, you know what, near mint for 16, like, yeah, I'll go for it. You know, plus it's a Pokemon Center promo. Very beautiful art, and I definitely think it'll hold its value or go up. You know. So yeah, that's it. That's what I spent my $40 credit on, and you know, at the end of the day, if you're buying cards that you love, you can invest in Pokemon buying cards that you love. Okay, and that's kind of what I want to get at in this video, is that, you know, this is a collector's hobby. This is a collector's sport, right? And I think in time, anything can be worth money, right? Let's say there's a new what's one of the ones I picked up? We'll say Caterpie, right? Caterpie. Let's say there's a new Caterpie Mega Evolution, whatever. You know, there's a new premium set. There's a new whatever. We don't know how the future is going to affect these cards. Okay, now could these cards get mass produced into oblivion and then all of a sudden they drop? Yes, they could, right? But let's be honest, Pokemon themselves aren't going to be super printing the same card over and over again, as opposed to just making new cards with new arts, new styles. But like, if anything, the COVID pandemic, all that stuff showed us that at any given moment, certain cards can explode. I mean, there was, shoot, my Shining Charizard back then would have been worth several thousand, and it's hard to think like that. Back then it was worth several thousand. Now a lot of my cards would have been worth several thousand. So yeah, we don't know what the future holds, but if you're buying cards that you love, the value is going to be in here, you know. And if you buy right and you buy smart, the value will be up and over here too. So anyways, do you guys agree with me? Let me know in the comments below. What cards are you guys looking to add to your collection? What are some of your chase cards, right? So I'll be honest with you, I have just a couple chase cards left for myself. And my biggest chase card, the one that I've been chasing for the past several years, is the Latios and Latias GX alternate art. And everybody else knows, if you've been with the channel for any time, obviously Moonbryon and Rayquaza VMAX. But anyways, tell me what you think. If you like videos like this and you want me to make some more, hit that like button. And I always enjoy talking to you guys, so please comment down below. All right, thank you guys. Have a good night.